All right, this guide walks you through creating a replacement arena tile for Arenic using Blender and exporting a GLTF file. The tile matches the game's current sizing and demonstrates physical-based rendering PBR options, including an unlit hot pink inset. So I need Blender, and I need to verify. Okay, so open that and note that the tile constant is 19 pixels in world units, and the height is 2 in thickness. Okay. Open Blender and delete the default cube. Delete. Set the units to metrics and scale to 1. And scale to 1. So Blender's unit is equal to 1 game unit. Don't know how to do that. So I'm gonna ChatGPT. Everything I'm going to say below this is in Blender 4.5 on Windows. Help me understand step by step how to do the following questions and give me verifiable feedback to how I can confirm. Keep everything short and concise, but enough detail to not make mistakes. Okay, open the scene property. It looks like a cone. Okay, units. Metrics is 1. Shift A, metrics cube. Shift A, metrics cube. And then push the N key. And it should say 2 meters by 2 meters. The default is 2 units. It does. Dimensions are 222. Now in Blender, 1 meter equals 1 game unit. One unit, but it says 2 meters here. Okay, but it's still in meters, so that should be good. So that one scale to 1, so 1 Blender unit is equal to 1 game unit. Okay. So the scene grid should be showing 1 unit spacing. Okay, model the base tile. Add a cube and set the dimensions to 19 by 2 by 19. When it says 19 by 2 by 19, does it mean 19 meters? Yes, it means 19 meters in the direction XY and 2 meters in height because you'll set the units there. Okay, so 19, 2.0. That looks right. Okay, so I'm actually going to delete that. I'm going to create a new mesh. Let's go to cube. 19, 19, 2. Okay. Create a new material. Set the base color to here and leave metallic and roughness at defaults for a matte look. I do not know how to create a new material. I'm pretty sure it's one of these. Material. Create a new material. Did it freeze? Froze up. Okay. And we're going to call it concrete gray. Okay, so how do I edit it? Rendering? No. UV editing? No. Sculpting? No. Modeling? No. Layout? Shading? Shading. Boom. Okay. God, I just feel like Blender's like not using my GPU. But we'll figure that out later. Set the color to 0.6. Okay, so the base color RGB 0.6, 0.6, 0.6. Okay, leave the metallic and roughness at default for the matted look. Material surface should appear gray. Why did it like round this in a weird way? Okay, sort of gray. Okay. Create a second material. Oh boy. World. Material. Okay, this one's going to be the hot pink one. How do I give it a name? I don't know what I did right there. Hot pink. We go to modeling, sculpting, shading. That's what it was. Okay, so we have the hot pink color. That one's at 0.8. Replace the principal node with an emission shader. Don't know how. So I'm going to delete that. How do I delete it? Delete. Add emission shader. That was easy. Okay, put it in emission shader and set the color to FF00FF. FF 1, 2, 3, 4 FF. That wasn't it. Was it? No, it was it. No. FF00FF. That looks better. Connect the emissions directly to the material. Output, but where? To the surface. Connect emissions directly to the material output to. when it asks me to connect the emissions directly to the material output, there are multiple input slots. My assumption is the surface input, but there is also volume, displacement, and thickness. Which should I do? Surface. Okay. Assign this material to the inset face. It says assign the material to the inset face. However, I haven't created an inset face on the model. How do I make an inset square on the tile? Okay, create a small square with a hop. So select the tile. So I'm going to go back to layout. Select the tile, go into object mode. Click on the cube in object mode. Press tab to go into edit mode. Boom. Now press 3. Yep. Select the face. Okay. Select the top and click on the Z direction. Z. Press I for inset. Oh boy. Here we go. Cut. I for inset. And then I want to probably push it down a bit. I think I push E. Yep. I wish I knew how to go into wireframe. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go into this like wireframe mode. And then I'm going to push E. I'm going to push it like right there. And that's a pretty deep hole. Okay. And then I'm going to go back into object mode. Now, with the inset still selected, got it. I'm going to go to here. I'm going to actually select all of these faces because I want the whole thing on the inside to have that. And then I'm going to go like that. And that's just going to work. I'm going to go to shading. And didn't work at all. Nope. How do I assign? Nope. Fuck. In the material tab, oh, Yeah. I just saw this. Sorry. So this is blend. Oh, it just worked. Okay, cool. So then, if I go back here, so that is unlit. Interesting. That is the way that works. I know what to do. Okay, so I'm gonna take that back. I'm going to go like this. And I'm just going to make this a sign. Okay, that feels better. So I'm making a tile for my game. So I started making this game. I can show it to you in a second. And this is going to be the flooring of the game. So I can go to Figma. Can you hear my mic? And is the music too loud or too soft? I actually don't know. So here's Figma. And see here, character create, cover, intro. Okay, can't hear the music at all. Let's see if I can fix that for a second, because it's probably not bad to not hear it, but application audio capture. Mic, desktop audio, application audio. What's the application? Oh, it's set to Spotify. That's why. There's so many tabs open. Silent. That's it. I don't know if that's gonna work. Doesn't matter. We'll worry about that next time. Oops. Okay. So going back here, the game's just like way too hard to explain right now. Maybe not that hard to explain, but there's these little tiles here, and the game is 2D in this picture, but I'm making it 3D. So there's this little dot here, and this is a grid, and your characters will be top down. They'll be just little spheres. Let's see if I can find one here. It won't let me move, so I'll just pick one that has it. I mean, this is going to be silly, this picture, but there'll be these dots here that will be represented with actual spheres with lighting and whatnot. So this is one of those little dots. It's going to just have this gray kind of concrete feel, and then there's going to be an unlit pink at this point sphere, and that'll have some emissions. But I gotta figure out how to get it into the game. I have no idea how to do that. So I've been using ChatGPT and Claude Code to write me tutorials, and then I take those tutorials and I try to implement them. And this was one that I used. I was just like taking a walk with my family, and then I used Codex from that, and it read my code base, and it told me how to do this tutorial. So I'm mostly through it now. I've made what I wanted to make. I mean, it's not too crazy. So let's see. The next step. Create a new create a new material, set the base color to neutral gray. Oh, I've covered that. It is really hard. But I do everything. I do like web programming for my job. And shit is boring. I'm tired of making rectangles and rectangles. I'd like to fucking make rectangles in VR or something. I don't really know. Something different. Select the tile and choose File Export GLTF 2.0. Okay, so GLTF is like a really cool I gotta probably save this. So I probably want to start saving these files. This is a new computer, so I have like nothing. Can I create a fucking... How do I create a folder? So we're gonna call this like Blender, and then inside of Blender, I'm gonna create something called Arenic because that's the game, and we're just gonna call this Tile Blend. Dude, it's all rectangles, man. I'm just tired of rectangles. Just rectangles and rectangles. And a lot of like the thing that I was good at historically, and there's still like AI makes slop compared to what I've made in the past. And still make, but AI is not there yet. But damn, it can make slop real fast for the web. Everyone's on it. There's gonna be like, if there's like a bell curve of, let's say like the Y dimension is, I'm not gonna be able to do this graphically. What I want to say is like the quality bar for the bottom half of the skill is all being shifted up. So everyone that was bad is going to become pretty good. And then, but that whole job of people who don't want to adapt, that just do okay work, but like mom and pop work, gone. And then you're going to see a lot of the people in the middle and in the front eat away at that. And then you're going to see also the right tail, the people who are like the best on the bell curve, just exploding in volume. That's at least my prediction. They're just going to do 10x the amount of work, if not more than that. And it's all going to be very high quality work. And it's all going to be like, I don't know. You're going to see someone who works at a big tech company just make $1 billion business on the side because it's fun. Okay, select the tile, go to export file, save as, export. Where's export? Export. Give me GLTF. GLTF, boom. So GLTF is this really interesting format that is JSON based. And it's kind of like the hipster format. It's still fat. Like it's not that like performant. It's not unperformant though. But I don't know. I get mixed signals that it's good, but it's what everyone uses. Okay, so use Y plus up orientation to enable. Apply modifiers and select up. I didn't do any of that. I just fucking hit go. What does that say? Remember export settings. Sure. Okay, so the export settings are use plus Y. Transform plus Y up, yes. Orientation and enable modifiers. Wait a second. Orientation and enable apply modifiers and selected objects. Well, where is that? Selected objects. Apply modifiers. I don't see apply modifiers. Do I have to open up everything? Armatures. Skinning. Shapes. Meshes. Apply modifiers. Well, that was easy. Okay, and I'm going to remember that. And then I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to export it. And then I'm gonna go to desktop. I feel like the new Windows is not so bad anymore. Documents. That's not what I want. I want, yeah, documents, Blender, Arenic, GLB. So let's see if this works. GLB viewer online. Just drop that in. Who made this? Why is, oh, the tile doesn't have the right color, I feel. Unless there's like just like lighting, neutral, linear, exposure, ambient. How do I see if I go to edit mode and I go there? Okay, it has the right material on it because you can see it switches. If I click here, it goes to hot pink. If I slip here, it goes to concrete. 1 second. I'll be right back. Yeah, Daisy. Yeah. Wait. No, I don't. Yeah. Okay, I'm back. Cool, I have 2 people watching. Okay. All right, so it looks like we have it. Now I think I have to get into actual games. Thank you. So I should keep the materials. Add the GLB to the assets folder and run a minimal loader. So we're going to do command spawn scene root. I don't know what scene root is. I've never seen that. And then asset server load and then scene 0. The tiles should be aligned with the existing grid. Okay. All right. GitHub. I'm going to abandon everything here. What is happening? Get out of here. Discard 4,000 files. Oh, I think I just did something stupid. Stop it. Quit anyways. I'm going to just reclone that. Documents, GitHub, Arenic Bevy, delete. Delete. Okay, skip. Okay, let's open up Rust Rover. Get rid of this, remove. Okay, what is still open here? It doesn't matter. Wasting time. GitHub. We're going to clone it again. And we're going to open it up in Rust Rover. And here we are. I'm going to switch my branch to a misspelled thing that says 3D attempt. Cargo run. I built this small form factor computer over here, and it's really cute. Let's see if I don't know if you can see it. My camera's going to keep on moving, but I almost gave up. I built it, I don't know, 12 times before I was successful. It was so hard. There was like online directions on how to do it, and they were leveled, and I didn't really consider what that level meant. But this was level 12, which was meant the hardest. I didn't really do that. I've only built maybe like 3 computers my entire life, and small form factor. Every component in the computer is like 2 centimeters away from each other, maybe even closer. So if you miss one wire, you got to disassemble the whole fucking thing and then redo it again. And I had to do it at least 12 times, where I was just like, I'm going to send everything back. This is impossible. I'm not eligible to do this, or I should have just paid somebody to do it in hindsight. But I feel like it would have been very expensive. No one wants to do what I did. It's exciting though. God, it's taking forever to start up. The first time the cold boot has to download everything. It's the same makers as PyCharm. It's just a Rust version. So it's called Rust Rover. Sorry, this first cold boot is take forever. But in the meantime, I guess I can. I have like so many branches. This one's purely for this example. I've like remade this thing like so many damn times. Yeah, I mean it's virtually all the same IDE, except that they bake in the right features for, that. I should probably install Claude Code, because that is like fucking essential. I don't know if you've tried it. Node-V. Okay, that's good. Claude Code. That wasn't hard. Okay. Notice a new version. No, thank you. Okay, we'll go to Documents, GitHub, Arenic. Nope. Bevy. All right. Let's see if I can make this small enough. I wonder how my processes are doing with everything open. Okay, nice. I got Figma, I got Blender, I got IDE, I got 100. This computer is fucking banging. I wish Command and Control were flipped around. It still stumps me. All right. I want this music so you guys can hear it. It's pretty good. Let me give it 2 seconds. Let me try again. Input capture, audio, image. It's gotta be video capture. I can't stand Docker. It's the anti-pattern. You really can't hear the music? It says desktop is streaming. Application. I'm gonna remove. Remove. Oh, I can hear the music now, which I just turned off. Let's try again. At least I know how to do it. Boom. And then there's that. It's pretty loud. Can you hear it now? Alright. I'm just gonna leave it there. Okay. Can you hear it now, or is it too loud, or does it need to be turned down, or what? Okay, I don't care. We will figure that out another time. Where was I? Okay, so the game is running now. Look how cool it is. But what we want is we want to put in that GLTF file. So I'm going to go to Documents, I'm going to go to Blender, I'm going to go to Arenic. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to go to my Assets, and I'm going to paste it into my Assets directory called Tile. Don't ask again. Now I got to follow this tutorial. So it says add it into the Assets directory, and then command spawn it here. I just have never seen the word scene root. That makes me nervous. So what we're gonna do, we're not gonna spawn this. Spawn arena. Where did it go? There it is. So we're gonna take that, and I'm gonna comment this out. I'm gonna copy it, then comment it out. Oops. I'm gonna paste it in there, and then I'm gonna set this to be just one. Set this to be one. This puts it there. So this is going to just spawn one little thing. Why is this not stop? Stop. Okay, never using that terminal. Just going to use this one. Cargo run. It's much slower on Windows. Okay, so it's there. So that's not the tile, but that is a tile. So now instead of a bunch of them, I'm going to spawn, I'm going to delete this. Well, yeah, I'm going to delete that. And then I'm going to go to the guide, and I'm going to change that to here. So asset server, you got to have it, asset server, and asset server. Why isn't it like that? Closure requires a command. Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna actually go like this. Shit can get kind of weird in the Rust world in terms of typing. Duplicate this. Oops. And instead of that, I'm gonna say with children. And open that up. And then, Okay, fine. Fine. I'll do it your way. When in doubt, cancel it. We're gonna do Claude. Yeah, dark mode. I already have a subscription. Authorize. Proceed. Word. Have you tried Claude Code yet? Great. Thanks for joining, man. Hey, John. In the spawn arena function, can you please use my tile.gbl instead of a mesh 3D? Instead of the current arena tile implementation. Tutorial says that I need to add that verification. Game should visually see this. Awesome, man. Thank you. Okay, so it renders, but it's on the wrong axis, I think. It's on the wrong axis. It's very funny. But this is good news. It means that it worked. It means I just need to turn it. Let me see here. Hmm? What does that mean?